And in breaking news coming in, the prime suspect in the Sheena Bora murder case, Indrani Mukerjea, has been taken out of Byculla jail to be produced before the CBI magistrate court. So that is the breaking bit of news that we're just getting in right now, that now she will be produced in court. Her custody ends today, and that she's already been taken out of Byculla jail, as you can see on your screens right now. That is Indrani Mukerjea, who is the main accused in murder of her daughter Sheena Bora from an earlier marriage. We also in fact are getting news that Rahul Mukherjee has also reached the CBI headquarters. That's what we're just getting to hear right now. This is the information I've just received. Let's just get in a quick word from our correspondent Atir Khan, who's joining us for more. Atir, first of all, just update our viewers with what's happening.
Well, let me just quickly give you an update of what's happening here at Special Task Force CBI office at Nariman Point. Well, there are a number of policemen who've been placed outside to keep, media at a distance. But now the senior CBI officers have reached the complex behind me. So there are all preparations to take Peter Mukerjea to the CBI court. But it seems as the informal, communication between the officers and the court staff is taking place, so that there is no inconvenience. So they're trying to, find out a time slot during which Peter Mukerjea can be produced in the court. Remember, he will also, it's a possibility that he may be face to face with Indrani Mukerjea today in the court, along with other two accused. So that is happening here at the moment at CBI's Special Task Force office in Mumbai.
Now, Atir, this is a murder that has completely left the nation transfixed. It has, baffled investigators. Now, with the arrest of Peter Mukerjea, this is a new turn into the investigations. Why, is that there is news that he's been accused of, tampering with evidence and misleading the investigating agencies? That's a very, very, very important, charge that has been made against him.
Well, absolutely. These are very serious charges, especially in a murder case. Whenever an accused is made, the section of 302, which pertains to murder, is attracted. But at a later stage, it is the wisdom of the judicial officer which will decide whether, what proportion of punishment is to be given or the person is to be acquitted. But that happens later. Today, there are some very interesting, things we will have to look at. Who is going to represent Peter Mukerjea in the court now that Mahesh Jetmalani says that he's no more his lawyer, and his contract was till the time of charge sheet is filed. So it's he will have to have a representation in the court. Will the court provide him legal assistance, or will some new lawyer appear today? So these are things we'll have to look at. And also, what are the sections? What Mahesh Jetmalani says is section 201, which is destruction of evidence, has been attracted in this case, along with of course section 302. But we'll have to wait and watch what are the sections which have been attracted. The CBI is going to inform the court about the sections. They will also tell him why they need his custodial interrogation, which they think is very important for them to arrive to a conclusion in this case.
This has been an absolutely sordid and shocking case that has come to front, Atir. And before I ask you my next question, we're getting in news that, Sanjeev Khanna, the former husband of Indrani Mukerjea, along with Sham Rai, who's Indrani Mukerjea's driver, who's also the main accused, and in fact, he was the first person to have spilled the beans, have also been produced in court. Atir, coming to you now, it's interesting, how Peter Mukerjea's name has come into all of this, and an arrest has been made. Because, Peter Mukerjea was someone who was in complete denial. He was completely, in shock. That's what he claimed. And he continued to maintain that he had absolutely no clue. So what really has the CBI found out that has led to his arrest?
Well, clearly, from day one, he maintained that he was shocked, he was surprised at the turn of events. However, later, as the events unfolded, there were some contradictions in his statement also. For example, he said that he was not aware that Sheena Bora was Indrani's daughter. But at a later stage, he contradicted himself. He said that Indrani had told him that Sheena Bora was her daughter. So likewise, there are some other inconsistencies which have come to the fore. Mumbai police was in double minds. He was, remember, questioned for hours at length, sessions which lasted for 8 hours, maybe more than that, during which he was grilled at length. And when he came out, we were there outside the police station, and we saw that his body language was quite, he was low after he was quizzed for so long. But the Mumbai police couldn't gather evidence to proceed against him. It only happened, Avantika, only when the Shambhur Rai's statement before the magistrate under section 164 of CRPC was recorded.
Okay.
This statement is very crucial because it is admissible in the court of law, and it was during this, after this statement was recorded, that the CBI was emboldened. It was confident that they could proceed against Peter Mukerjea.
All right, Atif, just stay with us. Vidya is also joining us now for more. Vidya, clearly, the probe agency now wanting the custody of the former media baron Peter Mukerjea, and really to probe the alleged inconsistencies that have emerged in his statements. If you could just tell us what exactly is going to be happening from now.
In fact, Peter's entire family, his son, his brother Gautam and Gautam's wife, all three have already reached the Esplanade court here, and in fact they are already inside waiting for Peter to be brought in any moment, even though it is mostly around afternoon that the remands are generally taken into consideration. And the fact that now in some time Indrani will also be brought in, because we have just seen Shambhur Rai and Sanjeev Khanna being taken inside the court by the jail authorities. They remember these two are coming from the Arthur Road jail, while it will be Byculla jail authorities who will be bringing in Indrani in some time. So because of their remand extension as well. So there are a couple of things that will be happening in court. Is one, that CBI will be asking for further remand of Peter Mukerjea when he's brought in. Secondly, for the fact that judicial custody of all the three accused who had been arrested earlier, their custody gets over, and that needs to be extended. And thirdly, we really see the fact that Indrani's lawyers will certainly press for the fact that now since the charge sheet has been filed, bail could be filed and granted. Well, certainly it doesn't seem likely that the bail would be granted at this juncture because of Peter's arrest and further investigation. But the fact that his lawyers will file for a bail, and after this entire procedure, this entire case will now be committed to Sessions Court. Remember, this entire court here is a magistrate court, so this trial cannot begin here in this court. It will be committed by the judge here today to Sessions, where the trial will ultimately begin.
All right, Vidya, thank you so much for getting us all the latest updates, and we of course will keep coming back to you to know what exactly has the court decided. But Atir is with us to take us through all the developments that has been happening in the sensational case of Sheena Bora, who was found dead after several years, and it only came to light just very recently. Her mother, her biological mother, Sheena Bora, Indrani Mukerjea, is of course has been in police custody. She's the main accused. Atir, if you could just tell us a little bit more about the interrogation that took place with regards to Peter Mukerjea's son, Rahul Mukerjea, who was in a relationship with Sheena Bora. What exactly happened, and why was Rahul Mukerjea called again by the CBI?
Well, you see, Rahul Mukerjea has been called several times, and he was quizzed by the Mumbai police as well.
True.
You see, he's a very important player in the entire mystery, because he's the one who knows what Sheena Bora was going through. She confided in him. She shared a lot of details, and remember, they were very close. And at the same time, being Peter Mukerjea's son, he knows a lot about his father, what was happening on the other side with the family, and he has revealed, and he was the one who had dropped Sheena Bora on the day when she was abducted and later killed. Also, he had revealed to Peter Mukerjea, which he claims that Indrani's passport, Sheena Bora's passport, was lying with her, and there was no way that she could have gone to the US. And now this was in stark contradiction to what Indrani Mukerjea has been maintaining, that she had gone to the US. But despite that, it did not arise any suspicion in the mind of Peter Mukerjea. So that is something which has been troubling the investigating officers. And also, he's revealed that he didn't have very healthy relations with Indrani as far as financial dealings are concerned. He had no say in that, and he was he wasn't really happy. And so if that was the case, why did he continue in the marriage? That's another important question. So these are the questions which are troubling the investigating agencies, and moreover they would want to know what was his position when he claims that he was abroad, he was traveling abroad when Sheena Bora was killed. So they
Right.
would also like to know him about his trip, when did he plan the trip. So all these questions will be asked and could be answered only in the custodial interrogation. That's what that is the CBI's belief, and they're pressing hard for it in the court today.
All right, Atir, clearly the plot is thickening, with each passing day. But the big twist into this case has been the arrest of Peter Mukerjea by the CBI. Atir, thank you so much for getting us all the details and updates. We will also come back to you later on in the day.
जहाँ तक याद आती रहेगी।